Don't just say, wow, it's great, it's beautiful. Say, mashallah. Because the moon is affected by the nazar. So now they take the principle, so they have kids, attracting a lot of attention, this and that. They either change the name becomes very weird and ugly, or they put something there, or in public it always seems as if they are yelling at the kid. This is all just to deflect the praise that is coming to the kid so much. This is completely opposite to what we are facing right now, Muslim or non-Muslim countries. The kid is cute, you want to show to the whole world. Let the eyes, the nazar of the evil ones to affect your kid. They don't just do that to the kids, they do that to their own wives. They're showing, this is my wife. Wives now showing to the other woman, this is my husband. So now there's nazar everywhere. And to understand this, you have to enter into the bab of adab, of tariqat. You cannot find this through understanding fiqh. You cannot understand this through understanding just the ilm of the external part of the knowledge. You understand now it is all about manners. Taking a head of an animal, a ram or a goat or something, and putting it there, that is also a forgotten sunnah. Who was the first one who did it? There used to be one on one corner of the Kaaba. Did you know this? With a horn. That was from the time of Ibrahim alayhi salam that he put it there. This is not gargoyle, okay? Don't think this is gargoyle. Holy place, and they put shaitan statues coming out here, perching here on a church. Say, what is that? Oh, it's protection. Oh, very good. So you hire shaitan to protect yourself from bigger shaitans, mashallah. So who you believe in? Now the reason for that is to take away the bad eyes as well in Islam that we're doing. So many forgotten things. So now when we talk about the name of the Prophet ﷺ, I just started this whole thing because our brother here, he just visited, so it's a very short time, so I must compress everything. His name, mashallah, is very good, Muhammad. But we're saying that although the Prophet ﷺ says, name your sons after me, at least one, and big blessing will come to your family, the Prophet ﷺ did not specifically say, name him Muhammad. That name in the old days is so holy because every time you say Muhammad, you have to say alayhi salatu wassalam. You have to give a salawat. Not all his other names, not Mahmud, Ahmad, Mustafa. So in the old days, they say, we want to name our sons after the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam, but we're going to call him Ahmad. We're going to call him Mustafa. We're going to call him Mahmud. You're going to call him the hundreds of names of the Prophet ﷺ. You call him the more than 1,000 names of the Prophet ﷺ. So that way, you are protecting. Because now, what do you have? You have Muhammad Pizza Store, isn't it? Now, you have mothers cursing their children, cursing them and saying Muhammad. Yeah, Muhammad, you ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, using that. This is one small but not so small way. Either you're going to honor the Prophet ﷺ or you're going to bring him down. Now, the Ottomans, they say, okay, your name is what? Muhammad Mehmet. So it's as close as you can to it. So if anything happens, you're not going to be responsible. We didn't know before, and now we know. You understand? Because it's a very, very holy name. It is so holy, that name, it is right next to Allah's name. You understand? So this kind of respect, that if you just show like that, it will give us a lot of blessings. If you say, you're just being too much, it's just being so strict and this, you say, what can I do? So go ahead now. People are cursing the name of the Prophet ﷺ. So we should be aware of little things like that in these holy months. Tamam. Any questions anyone has? Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Where do the dirty manners come from, and how to prevent them from entering?
MashaAllah, is a very good question. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Shaitan he passed his limits. He lost his manners in front of his Lord. He lost his manners. Anyone who has bad manners, you're inheriting that from Shaitan. He lost his manners in front of his Lord when his Lord says, this one is my Khalifa. It's not just Adam alayhi salam, but it's my Khalifa. Meaning what? Meaning what? This one is going to represent me. All these thousands and hundreds of thousands of years you're worshipping to me directly, so you think. And I let you think that. But now there is a Khalifa, my representative. Now everything has to go through that one, my Khalifa. Adam alayhi salam. But the secret of Adam alayhi salam is what? The Prophet alayhi salam. And it is because of the name of Muhammad alayhi salam that Adam alayhi salam, he found forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the light. First, the light was here in his forehead, and the angels were rushing. Everywhere Adam alayhi salam was, thousands of angels would come just to look at that light until he couldn't go anywhere. So he asked Allah. Then the light moved to his back. Angels kept following him, thousands, wherever he went. Then he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the light to come to his shahadat finger. Yes, your shahadat finger. The oneness of Allah and the declaration that the Prophet ﷺ is his messenger. Of course, now we don't need science to prove anything. We don't need science to prove anything. Don't get so excited when they say scientific proof proving that Quran is da 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 da. Scientific proof proving that Prophet. Don't get too excited. We don't need science to prove that we are on the way of haqq. This science? Which science? This science that they just discovered how this world is working. This science that for thousands of years they are saying that the earth is the center and everything else is around it. You say, no, that is religion. Yeah, that is your religious science. A science that up till today they're saying what? We are coming from monkeys? No, we don't need it. But now, they discover what? That when you activate this finger, your finger here, your forefinger here, your right hand, there is a direct meridian, how we say, a direct line from here all the way to our heart directly. That when you point, it is pulling your heart. That when Isa alayhi salam was born, he was not born in a barn, in a manger. How many Muslims are going to believe now all that stories, nativity and everything? He was not born in a manger, in a barn. He was born in the middle of a desert. Only his mother was there. His mother, and how old was she? Another thing, she was very, very, very young. Find out how young she was. Very, very, very early teens. Maryam Anna. And when she gave birth to him, she was all alone in the desert, and there was only one dead date tree. This is real. She gave birth to him by herself. She is made of flesh and blood. The pain she went through, the fear she went through. Alone she was. And the Quran is saying, what did she say? Quran is saying this, what she is saying. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praise her in the Holy Quran. She is the foremost amongst all women. She has the highest maqam of all women, including the Prophet ﷺ's mother or his wife or his daughter. And this foremost of all women, what was her prayer? Was her prayer, I want to be president? Was her prayer, I want to be in front and to lead people and to tell them what to do? What was her prayer? If only I were a thing forgotten. If only I were a thing forgotten. She gave birth, nothing to help her, nothing. Asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, saying, shake that date tree. It's old, it's dead. Says, shake it. You ever seen a date tree? You've seen a date tree, right? You used to work in date trees, right? How easy is it to shake a date tree? Huh? It is so strong, so rooted, even if it is dead, it is not so easy. It's easier to shake a coconut tree. And you know coconut tree is not so easy to shake than it is to shake a date tree. And Allah says, shake it. She's just given birth. It's a dead tree. And she shook it. And it came down dates. She ate it. That's one forgotten sunnah also. Women who just give birth, you have to give them fresh dates. So nativity scene, very different. Everything is different. So, where were we that we came to this? How we just came to talking about? Because of the shahadat. Because you know why? When she came back to the city, she had to go back. Allah didn't tell her to go and escape. Go back to your people that they're accusing you of zina, that they're ready to kill you. Go back. And she went back, she's just holding, but don't speak, she says. Allah's command is don't speak. And when they accuse her, what did she do? Quran is saying she pointed to her son. She pointed. She pointed and her son started speaking. But what did she do? She pointed. She's declaring shahadat, and that is the time when that shahadat for that time for his nation is complete, which is what? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Isa Rasulullah. Isn't that what Isa alayhi salam said? I am Rasul, and my mother is innocent. He spoke when he was just born. There are only a few, a handful, that when they were born they spoke. Isa alayhi salam is one of them. The Prophet alayhi salam is one of them. One of them was the one who defended, not defended the mother, soothed the mother. Yes, I think during the time of Fir'aun and Namrud, they were punishing the believers, preparing a big pot, putting fire underneath, putting oil, and the oil is boiling, saying, jump into the burning oil now, one by one. The mother was last with a burning child, with a baby. And the baby is saying, don't fear, mother. Allah is with us. A few, handful. So, now, Shaitan, he lost his manners to his Lord. Once. What is the other creature that has dirty manners? And if you look at the reality of it, this creature is worse than Shaitan. Everyone thinks Shaitan is the worst creature. No, there is another creature worse than Shaitan. Is he an angel? No. Is he an animal? No. Is he any other creatures that we don't know? Is not. Who is that creature? The most dirty creature that ever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created that has the worst manners? That creature lives inside of us. That creature is the nafs. It is the ego. That creature, that everything it does is in disobedience and losing its manners in front of its Lord. Everything. Until you make this creature from a nafsu amara to a nafsu mutma'in, until you control the creature. Until you control it, it is the dirtiest creature. And this is the ego. And this is the ego that in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is challenging Allah's tawheed. You understand? Challenging Allah's tawheed. Shaitan ever challenged Allah's tawheed? Shaitan believes in Allah. Shaitan ever denies Allah? But our ego denies Allah, challenges His tawheed. When Allah is saying, who am I and who are you? The ego is saying, you are you and I am me. Meaning, you exist, I exist, you are Allah, I am also in Allah. Which is why this thing, this characteristic of saying, I am the only one that matters, I am a Lord, everything else should obey me. It is not in any angel, it is not in any animals, it is only in mankind, the humans. Challenging Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, the ego has that. Where the ego needs a guide. The ego by itself cannot do too much. The ego needs a guide. The ego by itself cannot do too much. Everyone has an ego. But if there is no guide to pull that ego out, ego is just going to be nice and easy and in control. Correct? Everyone has a dirty characteristic, but until you open the door for that dirty characteristic to come out and to support it, that dirty characteristic will always remain hidden. 21st century, they say open every door. You must. This is how we live. You must open every door. You must satisfy every desire. This is what life and freedom is. So how you prevent the dirty manners from inside and outside? Outside, Shaitan can only whisper to you. Inside, your ego is riding you. So which one is more dangerous? It is the ego. Now, how are you going to prevent dirty manners from coming out? We're celebrating the holy month of the Prophet ﷺ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said what? Verily, you are of a tremendous nature. What is that? Verily, you are of a tremendous nature. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that. And the Prophet ﷺ said, my Lord has taught me the best of manners. So if you want to prevent your ego from coming out, dirty manners from coming out, you have to look to that one who has that tremendous manner and the best of manners and that best of nature. You have to reach to him through those ones that are in front of you, that are representing him. Otherwise, you cannot. You cannot open a book on good manners. We said this yesterday, to learn manners. You cannot. You have to be taught and guided by someone who knows. You have to surround yourself by those who have good manners. You have to live day by day with those good manners. Manners is not something that you just learn. You cannot learn it. You have to put it, you have to practice it. What we said yesterday, when all knowledge finishes, manners it begins. Without manners, you cannot enter into the divine presence. You'll be kicked out from the divine presence, the way that Shaitan was kicked out of divine presence. He had knowledge. He had knowledge. He had the highest knowledge that he was teaching the angels. He has knowledge that when you look at his reasoning, those ones who are too smart, they say, well, it kind of makes sense. That's why those who are too smart start worshipping Shaitan too. Saying that Shaitan is the only one with true tawheed, because he says, I only make sajda to Allah. All the angels, they made, their tawheed is not so good. That his tawheed is so strong, he even sacrificed himself to be thrown out of the divine presence because of his tawheed. There are people, there are tarikats that practice this, that they're worshipping to Shaitan. Allah is openly saying, don't worship Shaitan, he's an open enemy. And in that ayat, it is implied, you have a hidden enemy as well. And that hidden enemy is more dangerous than Shaitan. So, with the manners, then you will return to your Lord. But don't make any mistake. People are so foolish. People are so fake. And they're so easily fooled that they think someone who's just smiling all the time, someone who has just a very nice, soft voice, someone who never look angry or upset, that one has good manners. They don't like sometimes Shaykh Effendi's style or my style. My style is not my style, Shaykh Effendi's style, where there is some energy, there's some passion, there's some jalal, because they no, Prophet ﷺ, he was soft-spoken. Which side of Prophet are you looking at? He's soft-spoken. There were times when he was giving a khutbah that the Sahabis were shaking. They couldn't even look at his face, and he was so jalal. So, you like all those things there to take only the soft, passive part because you want your men to be soft and passive. You want this religion to be soft and passive. If it comes to the sunnat, especially concerning the husbands, they say, Prophet ﷺ, he sewed his own clothes. So you must sew your own clothes. Why are you telling me to cook? He cooked too, he cleaned. We enter into that some other day. It's a very huge topic. But people are just using in these days. When there's no Khalifah, that's what happens anyway. There is no Khalifah, there is no Islam. This is what Prophet ﷺ said. 3 days, there is no Khalifah, there is no Islam. You have the religion, but Islam is not ruling. And everyone has their own personal religion. Everyone makes their personal ijtihad. I don't agree with that ayat. That hadith about dogs, I don't agree with it. Dogs and shaitans and entering your house, because it's not in the spirit of the Prophet. He's a prophet of generosity. Why would he hating the dogs? So you make up your own now ijtihad. It's exactly what is happening today. We celebrate Mawlid of Prophet. Why not celebrate Mawlid of Prophet Isa? It makes sense. Because everyone is following their own ijtihad. They're not following the ijtihad of the mujtahids, of the imams, of the sahabis, of the tabi'in of the Prophet ﷺ. They're putting themselves in front. Do you understand? So their reasoning, they can come up with good reasons too. Just like Shaitan saying, I worship only Allah. First one to use reason. You think the angels don't know that? You think Jibreel, Mikael, Israfil, they don't know that? But when it comes to the ego, it's always like that. Everyone don't know, only I know. Ego is always saying that, isn't it? Everyone is wrong, only I'm correct. Shaitan did that one time. But our ego is continuously doing it. So unless you are understanding what the ego is and how to make that nafsu amara into a nafsu mutma'in, you will always fall into the same trap over and over again. You'll never get out. So the dirty manners is going to enter. What is the most dirty manners? The most dirty manners is saying everyone else is wrong, I'm the only one who's right. Correct? When Prophet ﷺ came, you may say he was the only one who's right. Everyone else is wrong. But did he come to say everyone is going to go to hell if you don't follow me? And if you don't follow me, I can kill you and you will go to hell? But this is what Wahhabi shaitans are saying. This is what they did, and this is still what they are still doing. They say bid'ah and shirk to celebrate birthday of the Prophet, but they can celebrate the birthday of their own country. And tribalism, it is haram. But they can celebrate it. They put pictures of their king everywhere. I've seen one in the airport somewhere, I don't know where it is. They have a life-size picture of their king and of prince, I don't know, and they have cut a small hole in the picture where the hand is going to be, and they have one man behind the picture putting his hand there, and people are coming and shaking his hand. Oh, you never see it? They shake his hand. 3 of them, shake, 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 every people are passing. At first when I saw another one, they have a big picture of their king and people on stage like this, on their knees like this, singing to it. And I said, oh, this is Shia. Because the Shias do that, no? We have, not all, of course, some of them. They make big face of, big, huge, like maybe half the size of this masjid. Big face, they're saying there is a face of, I don't know which Imam, Hazrati Ali, Hazrati Hassan, Hussein, Hazrati Hussein. They don't like Hazrati Hassan too much. Hazrati Hussein, and people are going crazy, and they make red color water to come out from the eyes and everything. People going crazy, wiping it with their turbans and their towels and saying this is Tabaruk and all of that. So I thought it was the same. I thought it was Shia. But I said, oh no, these are Wahhabis. Allah, Allah. Very unusual. Very dark days. So, run away from all of this confusion. Run up to the top of a mountain. Have one sheep. Live life easy and comfortable. That time you're not going to get confused, inshallah. Wa min Allah tawfiq al